Hey guys, so today we're speaking with Alvin Poh, who co-founded Vodien and sold his company and now is a digital nomad.
Hey,
How's it going?
good.
You want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so Vodien's a hosting company. We founded it together, me and my co-founder, and we were 17 when we did that. So we were still students in school, and I remember the first iteration of the business. It was a web design firm, and we did web design projects. After a while, we realized that it wasn't very sustainable. It turned out to be a lot harder than we thought to manage clients and projects as students. So then we started looking at what we could do next, and we realized that all our clients needed web hosting, and we pivoted from like a web design company to a web hosting company.
Okay.
And that's how the company got started.
Oh, interesting. So were you passionate about that subject, or were you more passionate about design? Or
I think we were very interested in design because we could like almost immediately apply what we are learning in school into a client's project. You face problems with web design and web development, and sometimes we could even go to school and ask our lecturers about how to solve a particular problem, which was nice. It felt like we had a lot of help and support. So that was definitely something that I was very interested in. Hosting was just a natural progression.
Okay, got
from
it.
that.
How did you start the company, and how old were you?
We were 17. Back then we were still too young to like legally start a company.
Wow, yeah.
So we opened it under my dad's name.
Okay. Well, you're from Singapore, right? Is it
Yeah.
different?
Back then, I think the legal age was 21. Like you had to be 21 before you could open a company and before you could open a bank account.
Okay. Like, what motivated you to want to start the company? I guess entrepreneurship, like why that intrigued you, as well as the company you ended up starting, I guess.
It isn't as glamorous as entrepreneurship makes it out to be. We actually just were a couple of broke students, and we just needed money. And it was either work at a part-time job that pays you probably about $5 an hour at that time, or you could like run a business on the side. And for me, I was already doing freelance web design projects.
Okay.
So those were getting me about a few $100s a month, which I thought was great because you get your time freedom. You basically get to manage your time yourself, and on top of that, you get paid more than what you expect from like a part-time job too.
Yeah. I mean, at that age, that's really good. What were some of the challenges you faced, like when you started out? I'm sure like just starting a company is a lot of work, right?
I think my whole journey was filled with challenges. Right at the start though, I think the biggest challenge was to find clients. We didn't really have a budget to do that. So I remember doing like all kinds of stuff just to get clients. We would go to the library, for example, and we would find books about business, and we'll put out flyers.
Okay.
So our business flyers, and we just like print it out, and we'll just like stuff books full of them. Hand out flyers as well. We'll create online classified ads about our business, and back then people still responded to those ads.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's how we started, I guess. And it was a challenge to find clients, but slowly we managed to find a few, and then they were happy enough that they referred their friends to us, and we started growing from there.
I mean, you do the hosting for these clients.
Yes.
So it's not like HostGator or something like that.
Oh, we're actually like HostGator, except we are based in Singapore.
Oh, okay, cool. When did it kind of hit that point where it became like a huge company, you started getting employees and things like that?
Our first employee was 2010.
Okay.
So between my co-founder and I, we just handled everything. When the revenue got to a size where we could afford somebody's salary, we decided to like hire someone.
Yeah.
And the first role that we hired for was for sales.
For sales, okay.
We hired that person. We could like not focus that much on sales anymore.
Okay.
And concentrate on like the other areas and aspects of the business.
That makes sense. And how long did it take to like get to that point?
Both of us at school, we went to college. The business was like wasn't our main focus back then in school. But after my co-founder graduated, he graduated earlier than I did, and so he focused on the business, started growing it, and I think it took us about a year or two before we could have the revenue that we needed to hire.
Year or two? Okay.
So the finance lady helped us with accounting, bookkeeping, and billing. Bills that we needed to send to customers and payments that they sent back to us were all handled by her. So that was how our hiring looked like. And we just made sure that, you know, whoever we hired for, we had the revenue to cover their salaries.
Okay.
So that we don't have to work on that anymore, and co-founder and I could focus on other aspects of the business.
So yeah, what are those other aspects of the business?
Everything, like if you look at the organization chart of the business, I guess that's where everything was handled by us at the start until we grew to a size where we could start hiring for those people and those departments.
Okay.
So this involved everything from marketing to sales to finance to billing, infrastructure, systems. Yeah.
Did you have to do any coding? Or no?
Yeah. Both my co-founder and I were coders by training.
Okay.
We did a lot of projects on our own, like internally for the company.
Yeah.
They weren't like products that we sell, but there'll be systems that we needed internally. Like maybe it'll be a simple system that helped us keep track of who paid and who didn't. Could be something that helped automate certain tasks. And I guess those were the things that we could do because we had that kind of programming background.
Oh, okay. Is that how you guys met?
Yeah, in school. Like he was the guy that sat right beside me when we had our orientation.
It just like worked out, because I feel like sometimes when I partner with people on stuff, it can turn out badly. How did you know he was like the right person?
I didn't. I guess the good thing was that we had a kind of like a working relationship as students first. So because we got to know each other at orientation, we started hanging out and we started doing group projects together. We started like working on assignments together, and I guess that meant a really good relationship between us. So when it was time for our school holidays and we had time to look for part-time work, we naturally just did that together. And one thing led to another, and we started like exploring the idea of starting a business.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I guess that's important, because we didn't start a business because we were friends, but rather we knew that we could work well together. What
would you say are the top factors of choosing a partner? Like, what are the best traits?
Well, I think trust and respect are like the top two. You got to find someone that actually complements you skills-wise and personality-wise.
Do you feel like he had stuff that you didn't have, that like...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like what would
so
you
in
say
the company, I was the CEO and he was the COO, and that basically means that, you know, he's a lot more risk averse than I am. I like trying out new things. I like doing stuff. I like you know, exploring stuff. You know, for example, we needed to expand our customer service team, and we need to look for more people for that to happen. And we were facing a problem in Singapore because we just couldn't find the manpower. And so I was in charge of that. I was like supposed to look for ways we could grow our team, and we looked at, you know, bringing people in from another country into Singapore. We looked at outsourcing. We looked at going somewhere else and opening up an office there. And I guess that's the kind of stuff that I would do. And it's a long process, but eventually we managed to find something that worked for us. And when that happens, my partner would be the one that handles things like, you know, how do we get the departments? How would the departments look like? How would salary structure look like? How would incentives work for our team? How would we have disciplinary actions for, you know, for our team as well? And he'll handle all of that. So he's a very process-driven, very detail-oriented person.
Yeah, you guys were like early 20s when you managed this team then, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you already
late 20s.
Jeez, okay.
coming to 30s, I guess.
Did you have any mentors or like anyone to teach you how to do all this stuff?
We didn't really have a formal mentor, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of people that we got advice from.
Okay.
Like,
Just like friends?
our friends, family, or like especially people who were in business also.
Okay.
So they had advice, they had experience that they could share. I think that really helped.
Did you have to do a lot of networking to get those connects, and like did you have to get funding? Or?
We were 100% bootstrapped, so we
Nice.
had no external funding at all.
Yeah.
We didn't really go for networking events to find people. We were always just asking around to see if people had an idea or people had a friend that who they think could help us in whatever problem that we faced.
Yeah.
The way we expanded into the Philippines was because one of my very good business friends had a friend who was also in business and had an office in the Philippines.
Okay.
And he was super helpful to us. He said, just try hiring. We could use his company, which was already set up, his office, which was already there.
Yeah.
Hire someone, put it under his payroll, have them work from his office, and he'll just like charge us cost to cost. So for us, that was a very, very low cost way of trying out that method. And thankfully it worked. We found something that worked out for us. We started growing it from there, and eventually got a team. Got our own office, got our own company set up in the Philippines. So without him, I don't think we would have been able to set things up in the Philippines that easily.
So you guys have 2 offices? Or
We
you
have. We've tried expanding, because manpower is something that's super important for our business. So we've been constantly trying different offices, different locations. The Philippines is our main customer service area, but we've tried Malaysia, we've tried Indonesia, India.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, it's quite a few places that
Very
we've
cool. So like
had offices.
when you first started, how many hours a day did you work? And, like,
Wow.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, it was. I think the business was our whole life, pretty much. And
Was it hard to balance like life, or did you just?
no, there was no balance at all. It was basically all work.
Oh crap! Okay.
But I mean, for us, we loved it because we enjoyed what we were doing.
Okay.
I guess. So that was what kept us going.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole ton of sacrifice involved. So we definitely didn't have much of a social life.
Oh, okay.
Our family life also got impacted.
Ooh, okay. What do you mean by that?
So we don't really hang out very much with our family.
Oh,
We don't have time to do all of that.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with friends as well.
Was it like that the whole time? You sold the company, right? You sold the company?
Yeah.
Okay, so up until then it was always like that?
No, it got better once we started. Even when we hired people at the start, it wasn't that easy. It was only after we started having a middle management tier that we started empowering people and trusting them a lot more, that we could ease ourselves away from the day-to-day
Yeah.
aspects of the business.
Wait, how old were you when it really like eased up and stuff?
That was probably in 2015, maybe. 20.
Okay.
Yeah, around
that's
2015.
Like recent then.
Yeah, it wasn't that far off.
Yeah, what made you sell the company then?
I think there's a whole lot of reasons. We've already spent close to 17 years running the business,
17. Okay.
and it was like maybe time to look at what else we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we wanted to as part of the business, for the business, we wanted to expand, and the company that acquired us, they had all these dreams of expansion as well, and I guess they were just in a better place to bring it further than we did. So it just made sense for us.
Okay, so they're still going.
Yeah.
And then both of you guys left.
Yeah.
Basically. And then you sold it for how much?
$30 million.
Oh crap, okay, that's awesome. After that you decided to be nomadic? Like, was that?
Yeah.
When was that?
Well, after I sold the company, I stayed on for about a year.
Okay.
And after the year, I was questioning my life and what I wanted to do. And I realized I didn't have a clue. So that's when I decided to sell everything that I had in Singapore. My house, my car, most of my possessions. And now like everything that I have probably fits into 2 suitcases.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
yeah, so then I decided to travel, meet up with friends that I haven't met for the longest time, you know, see what else is out there in the world. Yeah, because if not now, then when?
Yeah. Do you feel happier now than before?
I think freedom really drives me. Like, I enjoy freedom. So having that is always something that makes me happy, and being able to do this right now, I think, I am definitely happy.
What I guess what are the challenges of being nomadic and stuff like that?
Routine. I think it's really hard to work on certain things that you take for granted when you're living at a certain place.
Yeah.
So even like maybe your fitness routine, or like meeting up with friends, or like even the food that you eat. Well, to me, health and nutrition, health and fitness actually, are pretty important to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I find it a bit harder on the move.
That's true. I guess it was kind of like the same for me. I feel like finding a schedule was kind of hard. But I feel like it was very necessary, right? I don't know if you like to be more spontaneous or structured.
I like having a bit of spontaneity sometimes, but like I want to make sure that at least for every day I get to do certain things. Like I get to, you know, put in a workout, or I get to spend some time, you know, checking off tasks or errands before I go do whatever it is that I want to do. Because it's very easy to get lost in that and spend like days just like traveling and having fun.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing that I need to watch out for.
Are you gonna work on some new project now?
No, I'm just exploring. I think I've not had this for a really long time. So I just want to like travel. I want to speak to people. I want to hang out with people, and just see what else is out there before I start a project again.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, do you find, I guess when I was nomadic, I started feeling like I just kept thinking about my purpose and stuff like that. Did you have that?
Yeah, same thing.
I guess for me it's like, okay, should I work on some project or something? Because I was thinking about that for so long. So I wonder, like, if you're just traveling for a while, are you anxious to work on something or no?
Some things keep me going. I have a blog now, so I try to like write on my blog, and I want to write a book as well.
Okay. So those are your main like projects.
Growing my Instagram as well.
Yes.
So I'm working on all those things. I think they keep me busy, I guess, and give me a bit of focus.
Okay.
Yeah, in the meantime at least.
Did you think about your purpose? Did you find a conclusion?
Not yet. It's so easy to find purpose in like our work, and like the business was such a huge part of my life that it was my purpose. Yeah. Now that it's no longer part of me, I feel like I need to rediscover that again. But I'm giving myself time, so it doesn't really have to be something that I do right now. I just have to keep myself busy, work on some projects here and there, I guess. But no real business that I'm starting right now as of the moment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so if someone wanted to do what you did, of like create a business, sell it, and then become nomadic, what's some of your best advice or like first steps to doing it?
Well, I don't know if that's the best way to do things. You could approach it in several ways if you want to be nomadic. But I guess if you want to start a business, the best way I recommend is to start by offering a service. A lot of times people actually find it harder to just start. So as long as you can start a service, it's a lot lower risk. It means that you can start experiencing entrepreneurship. You can start learning about how to run a business. Things like accounting, marketing, branding, all that are things that you can explore when you do a service-based business. And I think that's pretty much the best way to begin.
Because you did freelancing first, right?
Yeah.
What did you do for clients again?
Web design.
Oh, okay. So
but it could be anything. It could be like mowing a lawn, for example. It's really easy to say maybe just go down your entire neighborhood and knock on doors, just offering to mow lawns, for example. And I'm pretty sure you can find a project or two that way. And it could be anything. It could be washing cars, it could be mowing lawns, it could be doing any form of service that you like and could see yourself doing, and then slowly trying to scale things up from there.
Take that first action, then decide how to expand it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess now that kind of opens up more questions of like, when you started it, what were some of the first few steps to like scaling it up, or like not even scaling it up, just like getting it to a point where it's like ready for clients and stuff?
Well, I guess we were always ready for clients. Like there was no real process. We just
create the site.
Yeah, we just tried to find clients who needed a website, and we in a very logical way, we thought about how best to approach it. Like there was no one template that said, oh, first of all you need to contact a client, and then after that you need to propose something to them, and then the proposal needs to have like 5 versions, and from there there wasn't a set template. We just did whatever seemed like it made sense for us. And thankfully enough that worked. I guess as long as you have a very logical view of things and you put yourself in like your client's shoes, you can come up with like a process that they appreciate. And I guess that's how we found our first few clients and got our first few projects.
Okay. And what was your biggest learning, I guess, from all of it?
To persevere. I think we faced so many failures that it wasn't funny. Like most of the time, when I look back, I think the whole journey was filled with failure.
And was there a time where you like almost gave up, or no?
I think we always felt like the business was
it's like a baby.
Yeah, not just a baby, but like our lifeline, and we couldn't like just give up on that. But like it changed our view of failure. Failure now means to us a way of learning how not to do it.
Yeah.
And you just have to try something else, because each time you fail, you find out ways that you shouldn't do things, or ways that you could do things better. And if you keep doing that, it will slowly lead you to like a way that actually works. Yeah, so that's what we learned.
Okay.
So always persevere.
And do you have any last words?
I think it's very important to know what you're doing, why you're doing things. That's kind of your purpose and your vision. And once you have that, just doing it, committing to executing on it, and not giving up whenever it's hard, whenever you come across obstacles, because you're bound to come across obstacles and problems. I think
cool. Awesome. That's all the questions I have. Thanks, Alvin, for coming on to this show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bye.